Imagine money was no object and you can own any bike in the world, but you could only own that one bike for the rest of your life. Got any ideas? Greetings riders, Nick here with Pegasus Motorcycle Tours and Consulting, bringing you another motorcycle review. It's a beautiful day in San Diego County, and today is a very special review, a little bit emotional too, because what I have for you is my very own 2003 Honda GL1800 Goldwing, the king of the road. It's a very special review due to the fact that this is probably this beautiful Goldwing's very last flight solo. What we have planned for this particular bike is in about a week's time. It will be fitted with a Champion two-seater sidecar, and it will be a workhorse for our sister company. We're very proud to announce Pegasus Sidecar Tours, narrated private city tours in San Diego County for the time being for up to 3 passengers. If you're ever in town, we look forward to showing you around. Please check us out at PegasusSidecarTours.com. Now back to the Goldwing, aptly named with this beautiful pearl yellow. This is the 5th generation. There's another 2 after it. The recent one just came out with the automatic transmission as well. Raving reviews about that particular bike. What made me choose this particular generation is honestly the color. The pearl yellow is so unique and so beautiful. Everywhere I go, the heads turn and I get comments all the time. Truly, it's a beautiful bike to behold. But also, there are so many benefits of buying used, especially a bike like Goldwing, for many reasons. In an upcoming video, we're going to discuss the pros and cons of buying used. The Honda Goldwing goes back to 1972, when the Honda Corporation created the M1 prototype. It was experimenting with bigger, more powerful bikes, at that time 1500cc 6-cylinder engine and a revolutionary shaft drive. Ultimately released in 1975, now in its 7th generation, the Honda Goldwing has grown up to 1800 cc's boxer engine, pushing about 118 horsepower and 120 foot-pounds of torque. I'm tired of the stereotype and I'm tired of the association that the Goldwing is a couch on wheels. Coming from somebody who was raised on sport bikes, this is a very, very sporty machine that puts a smile on my face every time I sit on and ride it. Over 600,000 sold throughout the world, and up until 2010, these bikes were made in Ohio, United States. Yes, the bike is heavy, at almost 900 pounds. However, all the weight is distributed at the bottom, and this has everything to do with that impeccable Honda engineering. Even from the early days, they were one of the first to introduce the gas tank underneath the seat, thus transferring the weight from the top to the bottom. In the event that you should lay it down, for one, it's really well protected, and 2, it's actually quite simple to pick it up. The bike is deceptively nimble and agile. I love touring with it. Obviously, that's what it's meant for. However, for trips around town, for commuting, lane splitting, no problem with this thing. I propose the new class, the Grand Touring Sport. With all the fairings and wind protection and amenities and the comfort, this bike was made to eat up miles like it ain't nobody's business. With a 6.6 gallon fuel tank and about 40 miles a gallon, you can go anywhere tomorrow, no problem. Let's start from the front. How do you stop all this weight and all that power? Well, you do it with the Honda linked braking system. Triple cylinder in the front is always connected to the rear. You can activate any one brake individually and it will automatically apply the other brake without user input. This is awesome because it prevents inadvertent locking of the rear wheel even if you stomp on it. Later models were also sold with the optional ABS, and from 2006 on with the optional airbag system. Another Honda first, you got to give it to them for that. Now regarding touring, what helps with that is the incredible job Honda did with wind protection. Wind is so fatiguing, and with this bike you don't feel it anywhere. It's outstanding. It's outstanding. The windscreen itself can be raised manually about 4 inches or so, thus protecting even your passenger. The wind protection extends all the way down to your legs, The Honda Goldwing features vents that draw warm air from the engine bay, hitting your legs so you're not cold down there as well. The seat is incredibly comfortable. 200, 300, 400 miles, no problem. You'll never have an issue with the seat. In fact, the seat is so comfortable, my wife tends to fall asleep in it. And for those extra long trips, storage capacity is unmatched. It's got 7 different compartments with a combined 5.3 cubic feet of storage space. That's an astounding 150 liters or about 40 gallons of carrying capacity. That's incredible. You have a large trunk in the back, the lockable side panniers, as well as 2 smaller pockets in the front, one of which is lockable, and 2 smaller pockets in the rear, mainly for the passenger. The rear trunk can easily fit 2 full-size helmets, inside as well as outside on the lockable mechanism that's available underneath the unit. Add to that the optional tow hitch and the luggage rack. And you could bring your mother-in-law on this trip. This bike also features cruise control, super useful, kind of necessary on those really long days where you're trying to bust out a few hundred miles. And another great feature of the Goldwing is a reverse gear. How cool is that? You hit the button, pop it in reverse, and it pulls you out of a tight spot or a difficult or inclined parking space. For big bikes like this, that's kind of necessary, to be honest. Another feature not often talked about with the Goldwing is the ability to stand on the foot pegs. You can do that comfortably with your hands fully gripping the handlebars, not having to extend at all or bend over. It's great when you're trying to push out tons of miles in a day. Sometimes that's necessary to stretch out your legs. As for the fit and finish, the bike speaks for itself. Over 620,000 sold. The stock engine, because it's so low revving, redlining at about 6,000 RPM, is known to run hundreds of thousands of miles. I think the record at the moment is held by John Sparrow, who put about 425,000 miles on his stock engine. That tells you everything you need to know. Another really great thing about the Goldwing is that you could work on it yourself if that's what you enjoy. I do. The brake job is an easy thing to do. Oil changes, no problem, 15-minute thing. And that has everything to do with the way that the plastics have been put together. There are no bolts. Everything simply just comes apart but fits together really, really well. Even the oil dipstick is hidden behind this plastic. You literally just pull it apart and it's there. The Honda Goldwing, having such a rich tradition and history, has so many parts that you can put on to really customize this bike. Every Goldwing is different and every Goldwing is a pride and joy of its owner. Maybe you're able to tell, but this bike is decked out with certain additions, such as this additional mirror in the bottom, which does a lot to protect you from the wind and make it a little more visible, having that big turn signal in the front. A lot of the chrome pieces are extra as well. That just speaks to the ability to really customize this bike. It might be the king of the road, but it's also not without its flaws. One of the biggest design problems for me personally, which I've suffered the consequences of, is the ability to lock the keys inside the trunk. That's because Honda has it so that it locks the trunks automatically after a few seconds. Although the engine is quite satisfactory, it does tend to revline kind of low at 6,000 RPM. Also, it doesn't help that the bike has only 5 gears. Oddly enough, some of the main selling points of the Goldwing do not apply to me at all. I've never actually used any of the buttons in the middle. I don't need to listen to the radio when I'm riding. For me, that's really not the point. But it's really nice to have them for those that do enjoy. I also wish that some of the controls, especially the cruise control, is illuminated because it's very difficult to see at night. Also, it's exceptionally difficult to get to the high beam light bulb in order to change it. You actually have to remove this whole compartment, try to stick your hand in there. It doesn't fit. Very, very difficult to do. So to summarize, easy. Honda Goldwing, king of the road. Now back to the original question at the beginning of this video. If money was no object and you could own one bike for the rest of your life, would it be the Goldwing? And if not, why not? Which bike would it be? Leave a comment. I'm very curious to find out. For whatever reason, the Goldwing is always associated with middle-aged, high-earning, lifelong rider. Well, where am I going with that?
I don't know.
I'm young and low-earning. All right. I also find some of the buttons that are not, sorry. Sorry.
I was trying not to breathe, so you... So,
shut up!
Okay, go.
Thank you for watching. This has been another production by Pegasus. We hope that it has been informative and helpful. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And also, please share with the riding community so that we can help this channel grow and help bring you more videos like this. Nick, I'm out.